Hey everybody, what's up? Uh, you're here on week 23 with Ohio Trans Kings, and you're here with Thursdays with True Life Ted. So that's me. And we have a viewer emailed question, so I'm going to hop right into it. When do you think Ohio is going to allow gender markers to be changed on the birth certificate? Do you think it is ever going to happen? Yes or no? Also, do you think it would make it being gender marker changes would make being an FTM easier? As in being able to legally marry, sign a birth certificate as a father, etc. Alright, so I just like to say once and for all that I have an activist spirit, but a poor person's budget. I feel that to a certain extent, being an activist is a privilege. Being able to dedicate a great portion of your life to working for the rights of your community and others is a privilege. It's not something that most of us can afford to do. I cannot financially afford to not work and, go to my local nonprofit and say, I want to work for trans rights, and that's it and that's all. Being an activist doesn't pay my rent, doesn't, put food on my table, and unfortunately right now I can't do that. I would love to, and, the next couple of years get to a point where I could just, take a summer off work and just do whatever. That would be awesome. With that being said, having that activist spirit, I also have that activist optimism that if I work hard enough, and if we as a community work hard enough, things will change and will go in our favor. So with that being said, I think in the next 10 years or less, Ohio will be a state where a trans person can change their sex marker on their birth certificate. I have called the Ohio Department of Vital Statistics. I have written, and I have called and actually physically gone to the Hamilton County and Summit County departments of vital statistics, and no one has ever been able to give me a definitive answer, yes or no, as to if you actually cannot, there's no possible way to change the sex marker on a person's birth certificate, and if there isn't a way, then why? No one has ever been able to definitively answer both of those questions. So I'm pretty confident that will happen in the next 10 years or less, especially considering the fact that the Bureau of Motor Vehicles has enacted an official policy and application for people to change their sex marker on their driver's license and other state IDs. So I feel like Ohio, we're a little slower than some other states, but we are moving in the right direction. And I think we're a little slower in Ohio because a lot of us are kind of like me, where we have an activist spirit, but a poor person's budget, poor person's wallet. So, in regards to making life easier with having a corrected birth certificate, it's always nice, in my opinion, to have legal documentation that affirms, who I am. And it's always nice to have congruent legal documentation that confirms who I am. Talking about marriage and signing birth certificates, I am in a relationship with a young lady who I love very dearly, and I have thought about marriage. So I got on the phone and called the Summit County Probate Court. That's the court where I live. And they told me that I don't need a birth certificate to legally get married in the state of Ohio. I need a valid state ID possibly even a social security card, and I'm good to go. For whatever reason, the bride would need to provide a birth certificate if and only if she didn't know her mother and father's names. Weird rules. Weird, stupid rules, as far as I'm concerned, but that's how it is. And I called them on several occasions at different times of day to talk to different people, and I sold the exact same thing by every single person. I have downloaded the application, and there's nothing on there saying that I need a birth certificate. So I feel like I can legally get married in the state of Ohio, no questions asked, no problem. I am legally male everywhere except my birth certificate. I really feel like if I'm going to get married, then I'll be able to do so with no problems. In regards to signing a birth certificate as a father, I'm not planning on having any kids outside of wedlock anytime soon. I don't know, maybe I'll scoop me up a couple baby mamas along the way, but that's not in the plans right now. But once you're married, it's assumed that the father is your husband. So I really wouldn't have to worry too much about signing a birth certificate and having any complications or issues there, because my baby mama is going to be my wife. So I hope that answers the viewer's question satisfactorily. Let's see, next week is week 24, and it's, oh, that's cute. Do you have a hero? Who is your role model and why? So that'll be interesting to watch everybody talk about their heroes and whatnot. So everybody have a great day or night, depending on when you watch this, and have an awesome, fantastic weekend. I am going to try doing that as well. Alright, so peace out. Bye.